one for you about somebody who has not done such a great job of clearing up the evidence, or maybe they didn't realize that whatever liquor store they were stealing from might have a security camera, but we have a person who has left themselves vulnerable to legal consequences. So the chariot can often symbolize law enforcement or some sort of, you got to report to the courtroom. So let's see what else we got going here. We're gonna call in spirit with a little bit of wind chanting. And I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. It's in the description box for you, along with more information on how to become a member, as well as how to find my Etsy page in case you're interested in a homemade soy candle. Let's dive in. We're going to need to know what this person did. And even though I have a little bit of a healthy fear of my true crime oracle deck, that's probably where we need to start, don't you think? Hello, City Glow. How you doing? Hello, April. Hello, Laverne. Oh, you jump right to assuming that you're the one going to jail? Interesting. It might be someone else. Hello, Rachel. How are you doing? What else do we have? Travel. So it looks like whatever this crime is, or whatever is leading to some consequences, it's happening out of their hometown, maybe even in a different country, and they felt like they were going to be able to keep this secret, but it doesn't seem like that's going very well for them. Hello, Chris. How are you doing? Hello, DFA. Oh, that's so sweet of you. Thank you. Scarily accurate. I'll take it. What's up, James? How we doing today? Thank you for the tip. Would you like me to pull some cards for you? Hello, Chris. What's up? Oh, did I already say hello? I might have. Awesome. I've got you added, James. All right, one more from the Scary True Crime Oracle deck. Landfill. Okay. So maybe this has to do with finding a weapon. Or finding some paperwork that someone felt like they were going to be able to hide from prying eyes. Let's see what else we can get. We're going to, since we got some financial potential here as far as crimes, we're going to go with the Star Trek deck. Hello, B. How are you doing? What else do we have? Six of Latinum, which is the Six of Pentacles. Yeah. 10 of Starships. This is I'm not where I normally would be. So I don't know if this person's vacationing or if they have like some sort of like, business trip, visiting family. But we have someone who is not where they normally hang out. They're out of town and something happens and they feel like they need to hide it. Interesting. So I wonder if this emperor is more so the cop or the person who's getting in trouble. So is this emperor the person who has legal consequences coming to them? Because the emperor is clarifying that, okay, this is the law enforcement. Okay, so whoever's on the case, we're just going to refer to them probably as Sherlock Holmes. Or William Riker. They're on the case. This is someone who has realized Um, we have all the information that we need, or we have much of what we need, but when we like figure out what happened, it makes us uncomfortable. Why is that? Two of wands in the reverse, two of cloaks in the reverse. We don't know how to approach this. This is like, ooh, I don't know if I should use that as an example. Okay, I'm going to. I'm just gonna like preface it by saying, uh, this is for entertainment value only. But the example that came to my mind was the, mm, still nervous about it. Okay, there's a country in Europe where the one of the royalty has a child that has been accused of SA. And I believe I heard this person has been held accountable, which makes me happy because no matter how fancy you think you are or how royal you think you are, you should probably have to face consequences for that, right? This is coming through as somebody who's very important or somebody who feels like they are above the rules or they don't really have to care. Maybe it's because they're really famous, you know, maybe it's like a celebrity, maybe it's somebody who just has a bunch of money. But this is someone who felt like when they were out of town or maybe even at you know, in a different country, that they didn't really have to concern themselves too much with the laws. Hello, Anivan, how are you doing? I hope I said that right. I do personal questions at the end of the general reading with priority to those who tip or donate, and that'll be in about 27 minutes. Hello, Dwayne, how's it going? That's funny. Thank you, Rachel. We've got the Seven of Latinum or Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. Death in the reverse. I kind of love that Tasha Yar is the representative of the death card because, spoiler alert, there was one really great episode of Next Generation where after she had passed away, she came back on the show. And Guyan was like, she's not supposed to be here. This is wrong. She's not supposed to be here. So, why do I feel like we have somebody who's trying to make it seem like they were somewhere that they weren't? Could be trying to avoid those consequences, right? Oh, no. I can come up with an alibi. Oh, don't worry. Someone will tell me I was there. Seven of Cups or Seven of Starships. Oh my gosh! I just talked about her. That's Guion, right? Guinan. There we go. Who is basically, it's kind of interesting to me that they put her as the Wheel of Fortune because I feel like she's more the High Priestess. I think the High Priestess ended up being Deanna Troy, and that works too, but I feel like Guinan's powers are a little bit more impressive. But this Wheel of Fortune is in the reverse. So this looks to me like we have money missing or some sort of crime that takes place, and an important person or a wealthy person is like, couldn't be me. I was over there like, I don't know, playing basketball. I was over there going to my best friend's wedding. Couldn't have been me. Hello, Ian. How are you doing? Hello, Michael. How's your weekend? What else do we have? Ace of Batleths, which is the Ace of Swords. Four of Starships or Four of Cups in the reverse, and the Five of Batleths, which is the Five of Swords. It's always the cover-up, isn't it? So we have someone who wants to avoid capture, wants to make it seem like there's no way they could have been the person that did that thing that was breaking the law, because I was over there. I was doing something else. And for a little while, I think it works, but they have forgotten or didn't realize they needed to address some other detail to really make sure that they wouldn't get caught, to really make sure that their um, fake alibi would be convincing. Oh, I do love her. Gosh, what's her name? You guys, don't tell me. So it's Deanna Troy's mom, right? Luoxana. Such a interesting name. Sorry, guys. There's like a random. There we go. Full of life. I think it makes a ton of sense that she is chosen for the Sun card. She dances to the beat of her own drum. But I would also say this is a person who is known for being quite. There's a little bit of like being self-absorbed and an inability to consider other people's needs, right? I think she's frustrated Deanna multiple times. So we've got someone who's self-absorbed, someone who really just thinks about themselves and feels like they can avoid consequences by coming up with a pretty decent story. But the problem is they haven't anticipated all the details that would need to fall in line. So I feel like this alibi or this attempt to avoid consequences is only going to work for a short period of time. Hello, Tiana. How are we doing today? What's up, Lemonade? Ronnie, you got deleted because you aren't calling me by my first name, just to let you know. Yeah, it's a rule. Hello, PNW. How are you doing? Indeed. So we've got Healer of the Ages. Storm warning. I don't like that. Okay. This might be one of those collective readings that is more specific. I don't like what I'm seeing right now, to be honest. I do kind of feel like we have someone who either attempted to take someone's, I don't know what YouTube gets mad about, to take someone's life, and maybe failed. But we have two kind of angel looking elements here, right? Flanking the storm warning. And it feels to me like we have somebody who was looking at the situation as, I don't necessarily want to do this, but if I don't, then I could be in trouble. So they're doing what they can for a cover up, and it causes other issues. Hello, Sandra. How are you doing? Hello, Third Eye. Hello, August. How are you doing? Hello, Kevin. This is the Santa Muerte. What else? King of Wands, Page of Wands in the reverse, Seven of Pentacles. I fear this is talking about someone who's being blamed or framed. I wasn't there, but to make sure that this person doesn't, find out what really happened, there's been a lie told about who was around. So I do feel like this is saying, I know I could get in trouble for this, so I need to find a way to place the blame on someone else's shoulder. So how can I make someone else look guilty? Aw, thank you, Lemonade. Congratulations, April. You now have access to the membership content. Yes, it's pretty similar, Kevin. Ooh, August, I hope you have a very easy recovery. I'm glad you're able to tackle that. And let me know if you want me to pull a few cards for you, okay, hun? Sorry, I shouldn't call you hun. I rant and rave all day about people calling me names. All right, what else do we have? Hello, Chosen One. How are you doing? Ace of Cups in the reverse, Two of Pentacles in the reverse, Queen of Cups. That's the healer. I feel this is the person who's getting blamed. So the King of Wands is the guilty party. The King of Wands is trying to blame someone who has a better reputation than them. And they feel like they'll be successful because they have some, plan for this cover up. And as of now, it does feel to me like this justice card or the judgment, it's like pursuing something that isn't right. That wasn't actually, the droid they're looking for. Yeah, so they're setting off on some pursuit, trying to get answers, but they're chasing down the wrong lead. Yeah, Ace of Swords in reverse. It's based on a lie or an illusion. That's very limited. Aw, come on, Ronnie. I thought you could, learn. I believe in you. I think you'll be able to figure out how to spell my name. The nice thing, Ronnie, is it's just a combination of, no, I'm not going to tell you that because then you're going to take it the wrong way. I used to tell people if you couldn't remember my name, it's just a combination of my two favorite things, cars and men. Those aren't my two favorite things, but it made people laugh, so that works. And Ronnie, if you need to think about that when you're greeting me, maybe that'll help. Stop calling me beautiful. I know, some of you are like, why does that irritate you so much? I just want to be called by my own name. That's all. If it really was the combination of my two favorite things, it would probably be like Dr. Pepper cheese. Or no, we'll just leave it at that. Hello, Carrie. How are you doing? All right. So 9. Ooh, hold on. 4 of Wands in the reverse. 9 of Wands in the reverse, which we did have at the beginning, right? Somebody who's vulnerable or they don't realize their cover up isn't working. So if I were to get figured out or found out, if somebody knew that I had broken this law or I had caused some harm to someone, then that would be real bad for me, right? And maybe the other person too. So they're worried about going to jail. They're worried about paying a fine. They're worried about losing their job. And so in order to avoid that, we have the Lovers coming through in the reverse. And it is completely, I'm going to make you think it's that person. I'm going to frame somebody else. That's funny. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that being prettier should be the goal. Yeah. Rachel, I guess the flip side of that is I've been told a few times how creepy it is that even when I'm mad, I apparently smile. Which now that I think about it, I think I have done that on YouTube where I'm like, hey, person who's really offensive, I hate you. I don't really say I hate you, but you know what I mean? Like, so I must be your opposite, Rachel. Yes. Tiana, we all need to know how much did you accidentally run today? Life with Melissa, I hope you're having a good day. I do personal questions after the general reading, which is usually about 30 or 35 minutes in, and we are at 20 and a half. With priority to those who tip or donate. So please feel free to attach your question to a super chat. Nice. Oh, Third Eye thinks I'm insane. I mean, if I had to defend my sanity, that would be kind of a fun project, right? Like if it was homework, like a paper that was due, I would really run and like wild with that. Like, okay, give me like a big canvas. I'm just gonna throw things at it. Here's my sanity. You really think I'm insane? Right? All right, so this is the Blood Moon Tarot, by the way. We have Strength in the reverse and the Fool in the reverse. Not the best of combinations, I must say. But if we're talking about a criminal, I'm okay with them being a little bit ineffective or inept at navigating these waters in a way that limits their accountability or the consequences. Do not interrupt your enemy while they are making a mistake. So this Queen of Cups is going to or has been accused, even though it really was not them, based on information that was either created or falsely like left behind or whatever by this King of Wands who's actually guilty. We have the Ten of Dreams, which is the Ten of Swords, and this to me in this particular tarot deck is like the illusion card because of those creepy like eyes on the skeleton or the skull. I'm just like, this is somebody who's lying about what they got going on. And we have the Queen of Wands in the reverse or the Queen of Skins. And I do have to we're just gonna cover the boobies. But the Queen of Wands in the reverse, I feel this is based on jealousy or insecurity. Hey, Stephen, Jesus loves you too. And I would just ask you to make sure that we are being tolerant of people's beliefs in the live chat. I would also ask you not to use all caps because it makes me feel like you're yelling at me. And if, you want to be judgy about the content, I would just ask you to keep it moving. You'll get bounced really quickly if you do that. We can hear you. You ain't gotta yell like that. So we have the Chariot. There's that law enforcement energy again. Yeah, this is, or like a detective maybe. This is someone who's figuring out whatever we thought initially was the guilty party, or was maybe even like the motive. We're wrong. We have a very effective detective. Oh, I like that. Hello, I'm the effective detective. Who figures out that something was tampered with, who figures out that there is evidence that isn't really evidence, or that there is some cover-up at play. With Temperance in the reverse, it's like one of these things just doesn't belong, or one of these things is clearly wrong. And this leads to our effective detective to start looking a little bit more critically at the King of Wands. It's always the cover-up. Hello, Shambhala. How are you doing? Good work, Tiana. I wonder, third eye, are you making these notations in a notebook? Just like, oh, interesting. That's how I'm picturing it. Do you have glasses? What else? So the Ace of Dreams is in the reverse. That is the Ace of Swords, my friends. So this lie is only working for the King of Wands for a blink of an eye. Hey, you went through all that effort just to try to make sure that nobody would be able to figure out that you're the guilty party. Oh, shucks, look at that. It only lasted for like a day and then they figured you out. Oh, it looks like you're not that great at cover-ups, huh? What if you try like a swimsuit cover-up? Maybe you'd be better at that one, huh? We got someone who is realizing their lie was not comprehensive enough or was not convincing enough, or they forgot a detail, or they left some evidence where they shouldn't have. But whatever it was, this effective detective is like, I'm on to you. I know it's not the Queen of Cups who did this. I know it was you. We've got the Queen of Dreams, which is the Queen of Swords, and the Devil. I think our effective detective, I really like that name, I could use it a lot more now, is pretty smart and knows that because the King of Wands is perhaps wealthy or maybe even famous, this could ruin the tour. What tour? Sorry, I had to. I think they know because you could be a little bit difficult. You have the money or you have the fame. I'm not going to tell you that I'm on to you just yet because you see, we have like two people there. We have the skull with like one upper body and then there's someone behind it. It's like our effective detective is like real perceptive and knows I have to make sure to have everything, like all the ducks in a row for the evidence before I like publicly or officially state that this King of Wands is the person. So they're working maybe on their own or they're trying to keep things quiet, right? I don't want other people knowing or figuring it out. I think he's pretty funny, actually. There's some reel that I saw, and I think it was like a show or a concert, but 50 Cent was standing like at the front of a crowd, and there was this chick who was holding, I think it was a chick who was holding up her phone, and it was like, I hate P Diddy too. And I don't know what the affirmative like response to it was. Maybe just like a, or I would love to have seen a high five, but I don't think it was that. Yeah, I think that's funny. My ducks are more like monkeys. Oh, Rachel, you're the best. Oh, the Moon and the Magician in the reverse. Okay. Yes, I really think our effective detective realizes I can't be revealing or like talking about who it is that I actually suspect because that person could actually try to like mess with my investigation or may try to find ways to like mess with the evidence. So they're like over here like hiding their work. Like nobody look at me. I'm figuring it out. Stay far, far away from me. But they're figuring it out. This is What's the News? Hello, Roy. How are you doing? Hello, Chris. So, whatever this crime is, it does look to me like part of the reason it happened in the first place was substance. Substance abuse, probably. Someone was not in their right mind. They've been exhibiting irrational behavior for a while. A while. And like I said, I don't think they were where they normally are. They traveled somewhere. So they may feel like they have control over their situation because of money or fame, but the reality is they don't. There's our effective detective, you guys. Look at it. This person's like, yeah, I know. You want me to think it's that person, but I know it's you. We have wine and dine, courtship, consistently dating, romance, and passion. Chained, codependency, unhealthy attachment, weighed down and fed up over it, not having it, and frustrated. Okay, so there could have been some romantic connection between the King of Wands and the Queen of Cups. There's something that led to a pretty explosive argument or maybe even a sense of rejection. The King of Wands could have acted or reacted angrily if the Queen of Cups rejected them. Remember, the King of Cups does not need to be a man and the Queen of Cups does not need to be a woman. But we've got some anger that happens. And this King of Wands had been already exhibiting that irrational behavior. So I do feel like we have like an overreaction, or I'm not really thinking right. So I end up breaking the law. And a lot of that has to do with substances or partying, and because they lost their temper. This is someone who has anger issues, the King of Wands. Let me light another candle because it's kind of dark in here. Oh, did that one go out? Uh-oh. Okay, I got it. For a second, it was avoiding me. It was like, no, 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 no. I don't want to. All right. Where are we at? Oh, we're already at 33 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna pull just a couple more cards from the Kipper, and then we're gonna dive into those personal questions. Okay, y'all? Hello, Joy. How are you doing? Could be any number of things, third eye. Sadly, I do not have, actually, probably not sadly, I do not have an oracle deck that is just like a wheel of the substances that are a possibility, and then like, which substance was it? No. And it'd probably be different for a couple of you, right? So the coffin card came out technically in the reverse. And at the beginning, I did say it felt like somebody had been hurt and like possibly left for, not being able to heal. And I do feel like there is a romantic tie or physical intimacy tie between the two of them. But with the community, there's someone else who gets accused, someone else who gets like pointed out as the guilty party, and it's not them. It's just that the King of Wands, this person who has a lot of connections, was able to manipulate what was going on. I told you they might be rich. In order to make somebody else look guilty and avoid any kind of consequences for what they really did. But that effective detective is like, I know what you did last summer, and you're going to end up in jail. So it doesn't matter what they think they're capable of as far as avoiding this legal consequence. It looks like it's headed right for them anyways. Thank you, Bearcat. About to take a shortcut. And you want to know if you should? Will I regret it? I have added that for you. Thank you, Bearcat. And we're going to start with pulling some cards for James. This is the Earth and Bones Tarot. Hello, Gwendolyn. How are you doing? What do we have for James, please? And then, Lemonade, did you tell me whether or not you'd like me to pull some cards for you? Hello, Raziel. What's up? All right, what do we have for James, please? I just heard the word unmasking. So it looks to me like there is someone who has been fairly effective, or they've like pulled the wool over other people's eyes. So they've been presenting themselves as something that they are not, but then they forget, they trip up, or they use the wrong accent. What I see in my mind right now is Robin Williams in Mrs. Doubtfire, where he's changing between, now I'm dressed as a man and now I'm dressed as Mrs. Doubtfire. And then he messes it up, right? This is somebody who is being unveiled, or you see them for who they really are in the next couple of days. Maybe it's confirmation of a suspicion you've already had for a while, feeling like you can't trust this person, or feeling like they aren't who you say they are, or they say they are. It looks to me like you are able to get that confirmation, but even though, maybe it seems a little bit problematic to be dealing with somebody who is pretending to be something or someone they are not, this person doesn't have the ability to ruin or cause problems for what you got going on. Yes, this person is definitely trying to send negative energy your way, but I feel like they're woefully inept at it. Oh, you want to be on meat and stuff, but you don't know how to do it? Oh, it's so cute. They're just not real good at it, I guess. Not that they need to learn. It's totally okay with me that they suck at this. 4 of Swords or 4 of Crystals and the Sun. So yes, there's someone here who does not like you or does not want to be kind to you. You see them for who they are, and whatever negative energy they've been sending towards you, you're able to block it out. But I do feel like one thing that's coming through is be cautious what you say to this person. This 6 of Swords is of the things that you might tell somebody like this, tell them only half. Reduce it by half. They see you as someone that they are jealous of. They feel like you have something that they want. So their motivations are questionable. Hello, Always. How are you doing? Is there a reason why you're booing? Hello, Ralph. Have I said hi to you in this one? I don't think I did. We're going to see what we've got for... Did Lemonade say whether or not he wants a reading? Okay. Gotcha. All right, let's see what we've got for Bearcat and James. Trust your intuition. You got this. Thanks, Rachel. Yes, and thank you for sharing the number. If anyone out there is looking to make a change in their life as far as substances or, addicting behavior, shopping, for example, can be an addiction, I believe in you. You have what it takes to make that change. So when you make that move, just know, I believe in you. So we've got Bearcat wondering if this shortcut will be regretted or if it's worth it. Is the shortcut Bearcat wants to take worth it? No, it's not worth it. It's like your intuition's already telling you that this is not a good idea, so listen to your intuition. So we have the 10 of Cups, 7 of Swords, and the reverse. Yeah, I feel like you already know this. But when you decline to do this shortcut, you're like giving yourself more power to manifest what it is that you want. Got that third eye action. And the King of Swords is that wisdom that you have. Pay attention to that. And what are we manifesting after this? Again. So you decline the shortcut, or you decide that's not going to be the right move. And then after you decline that shortcut, some other path shows up. It doesn't show up until you decline to do the shortcut. So that is your ticket to where you know you should be going, right? Or how you should be proceeding. Hello 25, how are you doing today? Hello 2, what's up? I don't know, third eye, if you were asking me or somebody else. But let's see what we've got for 25. Who's asking, did I mess up today? 25, I'm assuming that's the question that you want me to answer. Going forward, if you don't mind attaching that to the super chat, it makes it a little bit easier for me to make sure that I'm doing the right request for you. Did 25 mess up today? Yes. Justice. King of Swords in the reverse. Missed detail, instability, or causing some tension. King of Wands in the reverse. I sense anger or frustration from someone. Could be on both sides, right? But with the Six of Pentacles in the reverse, there is a negative impact here. Is there something that 25 can do about this to improve upon it? Yes. Look within. There's a way to address this. All is not lost. Or perhaps you could reverse whatever has happened here. I don't see this as the end of the world, but more so like an opportunity for learning. So don't be too harsh on yourself, okay, 25? All right, I'm gonna leave it there. I love you all. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the subscribes. Thank you for hyping my videos if you're able to. And I will see you on the next reading. Toodles.